Hi, this is Graham Jeacocke. I just saw a random thumbnail of a video of Jordan Peterson on I think it was Question Time, and his last remark he made, I think the UK will regret prosecuting, was it Count Dakula or whatever. I don't know anything about this guy, so I looked. And it seems to be a very, it was about how this man wanted to make a video in the name of humour, and it referred to gassing people and the historical event. And I looked further, and Stephen Fry, David Baddiel, all had sympathetic eyes for what they were seeing, because they all like to tell jokes. And David Baddiel surprised me. He said, everyone should be able to tell jokes about the Jews or the Nazis or whatever. That's not the point, David Baddiel. It's not about having the freedom of speech or the freedom to be the freedom to offend someone. It is the consequences of what you choose to do. Now, Jordan Peterson said it sets a dangerous precedent. I want to illustrate why I think these Jordan Peterson, Stephen Fry, David Baddiel are all wrong. They're double-minded. To me, it was in bad taste. But that's a very subjective thing. And that's the point. You have to define things before you accuse something of the law. You see, you don't need to define hate or something. You have to define love. Because when you define love, everything flows from a person in the name of love. But I'm getting off the tracks. I want to illustrate this bad turn of phrase that Jordan Peterson, I think he said, it sets a dangerous precedent. Now, I want to illustrate this with Jesus. Firstly, Jesus, right? You know, they say, David Baddiel said, you should be able to tell a joke, right? Yeah, granted, you should be able to tell a joke. Okay? Now, if you look at what Jesus was doing, he is a Jew, right? 2,000 years ago, he was talking, right? And he said certain things. Now, he offended people. Some people thought it was a joke that went too far. You see, many Jews didn't believe in the resurrection. And people thought he was making a joke when he said, oh, the resurrection exists. Now, what Jesus demonstrates is what happened to Jesus. He was crucified eventually, right? But this is the thing. Jesus understood the consequences of making a joke about the seriousness of death. You see, he made a joke that death wasn't a thing to be scared of because life exists after. Now, to many people, that was a joke too far, because once your heartbeat stops, that's you finished in this world. That's why people, when Jeffrey Epstein died, right? That's why they were all condemning and crying out. This man never got justice. Because what? You observed that this man died. It's a serious affair. Death is a crossroads. And many atheists out there don't comprehend this bit. You see, Jesus was aware of the consequences of making a joke. And he stood by this. He went through with it. The people who cry out, oh, we should be able to have freedom of speech and the right to offend. Yes, Ricky Gervais. You keep on saying that. I agree. But you are the one who cannot accept consequences, because not everyone will agree with you. You see, you talk about the right to offend. Well, that judge had the right to offend Count Dakula, didn't he? In the name of law. And the point, I was a bit surprised, Jordan Peterson, he said it sets a dangerous precedent. Let me illustrate. Again, with the time of Jesus, right? Let's say there's an individual who witnessed Jesus, right? And he saw Jesus turning water into wine, okay? And he observed it with his eyes and said, wait a minute, what did I just see? And he suddenly believed in the uniqueness of the situation, and he said, this guy must be special, right? Now, that man set a dangerous precedent for himself when he took on that role of looking at Jesus in a unique way, right? And they say, oh, I'm going to follow Jesus now. Okay. You see, what has setting a dangerous precedent got to do with anything? Anything you do in life sets a dangerous precedent. You either trust and believe in it and follow through with it, because that individual who I just talked about, who witnessed the turning into wine, right? If he had continued to follow Jesus, right? Okay, there's going to be a knock-on domino effect. Jesus was arrested, right? Someone might look at that guy and say, hey, you know Jesus. You see, you know what Peter did on the trial? He denied knowing Jesus. He couldn't handle the consequences. Now, this man who witnessed Jesus turning the water into wine, he might not have gone down the same route as Peter did. He might have said, oh, I believe in Jesus. What are you doing to this man? Why are you arresting him? You see, that man sets a dangerous precedent for himself, because the Romans would have killed him. Just like they wanted to kill Jesus. That's why they arrested him. So it's a rather bizarre statement to make in law, where it says something sets a bad precedent. Anything that you believe in, right, sets a bad precedent for yourself, because there are always going to be people who are against you. Now, you can't say whether something is wrong or right. That's just, what's that expression? It is what it is. That's That's the irony of the situation. Anyway, I hope I made myself clear. And I better say something about that, the video. I don't know if I saw the whole video, because I heard that they removed YouTube removed the video. But I saw clips of what was going on. I mean, to echo the words, do you want to... I mean, it's not that you can't tell jokes about something. I mean, if you want to go a mile in somebody else's shoes, right? Or see it from a different perspective, right? You would have to ask this man. Just ask, have you ever had relatives gone through something painful, right? Can you imagine making such a disgusting remark like that? I mean, I'm a bit surprised that David Baddiel, isn't he, it's Skinner is the Roman Catholic and Baddiel is the Jew, but he's not a believing Jew. Now, I'm surprised at David Baddiel. You should be able to tell jokes about the Nazis, but did David Baddiel justify the man making remarks about how flippantly Count Dakula said something, the gassing the Jews? That seems... I can't give justification in the name of comedy or humour to say that is right. Yeah, anyway, that's me done. Bye for now.